Right. So I went ahead, I registered an account with Nimbata, verified my email, answered the onboarding questions, and this is the first screen that I see before I can start tracking calls. So the first step, as you can see, is just to acquire a tracking number as mentioned, right? So you can either click on this get new number button or click on the numbers from the menu here on the left. Before we begin, it's very essential to note that whatever tracking numbers you get under your accounts are yours. They will always route calls to your destination no matter what. So, for all the time that you're subscribed with Nimbata, these numbers belong to you. No one else has access to them. They are your numbers and they will always route calls to your destinations. Now, the first thing that Nimbala will ask you here, and it's a very crucial question to actually answer, is where will callers find you? So essentially, where do you want to track calls from? And you have a couple of options here, right? So the easiest option would be to acquire a tracking number and just statically place it on an offline marketing asset like a radio ad or a TV ad or let's say a flyer for print, right? So you just acquire a number, you get that number, you print it or you place it on the TV ad and you're good to go. But if you're going to be tracking online marketing channels, then you have two pathways here. The first one is if you only want to track calls for a specific channel. Let's say you only want to track calls from Google Ads, right? So in that case, you would go with a specific online channel, find the channel that you want to track, online paid, click on the partner or all the partners, Google, click between search only, display only, or search and display, and click on next. Now, for the sake of this video, I'm going to go with all online sources. What this does is that this will track all callers that come to your website and place a call, right? So regardless of the channel, be that organic, be that Google Ads, be that a referral, an email newsletter, or even sources that you weren't aware of, like a third-party website that's referring customers to your landing page or to your website, and then they pick up the phone. So I'm going to go with all online sources, and that's really cool because Nimbata can actually do the attribution for you regardless of the channel. The next very important question for you to answer is how many tracking numbers do you need? So for Nimbata to be able to attribute the source back to the call back to the session, get that UTM, GCLID, the page they called from, or you name it, Nimbata needs something that's called a pool of numbers. So to make it easier, Nimbata actually has this button, Get from Google. And what this will do, if you click it, it will tell you to connect with Google Analytics. Let me connect here with Google Analytics for the sake of this video. Choose the account, give temporary access to Nimbata for 5 minutes, select the version, the account, and then the property. That would be either your property or your client's property. And then Nimbata will fetch that information from Google Analytics. It will tell you that your hourly peak visitors are 90. They roughly spend around 6 minutes on the website. Do a little bit of math and then suggest how many tracking numbers you need to add to your pool. Essentially, what this means is that at some given point in time, you will have 11 visitors browsing your website. That's why it's essential for each of these 11 visitors to see a unique number. Once the 12th visitor comes into place, the 6-minute window has passed, so you can reuse the first number. So Nimbata will be serving these numbers in a round robin fashion. If you want more details about this calculator, you can actually go to integrations, Google Analytics, check pool, run the calculation, and here you'll have more details about how Nimbata actually calculates the amount of numbers you need to add to your pool. So you click here on calculate pool and you get a more detailed breakdown even per channel group and so forth. So let's head back to acquisition of tracking numbers. So as mentioned here, I'm going to go with two numbers for the sake of this demo. Click on next. And here is where I want to grab my tracking numbers. So I'm going to go to my client's website, see the number they have on their website. So it's 232342. And then maybe search for a T232. This is a demo count, so you're not going to find a prefix with 232, but let's go with number from, let's say, California, And then here you could choose the actual prefix. Let's go with 209. You can also pick the numbers from a list, browse through available numbers and just pick two. So I'm going to pick these two and click on next. And then Nimbata will ask me to add a destination number. This is essentially where the tracking numbers will route calls to. So I'm going to go ahead and place the tracking number here that I have on my website and click on finish. And Nimbata will add these two numbers under my account. So what you can see here is that we do have these two numbers that we just recently acquired. You can assign a name to each one of them. I would change the name to something that makes more sense. So website calls one and website calls to. This is just internal for reporting purposes here in Nimbata, but if you have a lot of numbers, it does make sense to name the numbers accordingly. So if you have many numbers, you can choose all the numbers here and modify the appearance or the number name. So the number name would be here, and the appearance would be if you want to have, I don't know, display the number without the parentheses or the dashes or what else. Typically what we want is we want the number to resemble the formatting of the web page, because this is what will be shown on the website. So for the sake of this exercise, I think the appearance matches the one on the website. So I'm going to keep it like that. But if you want to change it, you can click on this modify number appearance and then select an option from the list or type in your own. You'll notice that these numbers have been assigned to the source all digital, meaning that they're going to be tracking calls from all visitors on our website. And what is missing, and is highlighted here with red, is the call flow. So in order to, if somebody dials this number, currently they're not connected to anyone, what we need to do in this case is we need to create a call flow. To learn how to create your call flow, simply check out the next video.